Hello, and welcome back to Red Dead Redemption 2. And in this series, we will focus on the stranger missions, which are essentially the side quests of the game. And we are continuing on at Chapter 2. And today's side quest mission, or stranger mission, will be Geology for beginners. So we need to go and meet our stranger, and he is just outside of Strawberry. So we're gonna head off over there and pay this gentleman a visit. So off we go on our little trek. Now Strawberry is quite a distance away, so we will be fast traveling. But where we're actually heading for is where the cursor is on the map. I will display maps for each of these. Once we get to the location, we will encounter a strange man with a birthmark.
Well, what's eating you, partner?
Eating me?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'll dry up.
What?
See, Hey, can I ask you a strange question? I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but I'm on the level.
I don't have a clue what you just said.
Well, I'm sorry, sport. There's these funny rock carvings. They look a bit like this.
Okay.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I sort of really badly have to find all of them. Now, it's sort of a puzzle thing of me. I know, it sounds ridiculous, but I'm on the up and up, and it's really important.
Little rock carvings.
Yeah, exactly, little rock carvings.
What do you want to do with them?
Well, it's sort of very complicated, and you'll think I'm jazzed if I tell you.
You're what?
Drunk?
Are you?
No, I wish. No, I'm, lost. It's a long story. Can you find the carvings?
I have no idea.
Well, I sort of need them. Hey, listen, if you find them, I'll pay you handsomely. Send me details, if you can. Here's my card.
And if I can't?
Well, I'm sure you can, sport. I'm sure you can. Francis Sinclair.
Arthur Morgan.
Pleasure.
I don't understand. Why do you need these things?
Well, I told you. If I told you, you'd think I was on the hooch.
The what?
I'm gonna have a lie down. I don't feel very well. And neither would you if... but, hey, what harm could it do?
What a lunatic.
So we have been tasked with locating some rock carvings. So we're just going to have a look here. This is Francis Sinclair. Nothing on the back of his card. So from here we're going to go and work our way across the map, and our first rock carving will be halfway up Mount Hagen. So just where the cursor is on the map. And it is a freezing cold area, and I do not have any winter clothing on my horse. So once we get up the mountain, and we're just going to follow this pathway, what's left of it around, and you can see just on the rocks ahead of us there is a rock carving of what looks like the Empire State Building, or even the Chrysler Building, with a hot air balloon above it. So that is rock carving number 1 taken care of. There are 10 of these in total we need to locate. So it's a bit cold up here, so let's get out of here and move on to the second rock carving, which is thankfully no longer up in the mountains, and it is down just north of Window Rock. So once again we're gonna get here as quickly as we can, and as you can see we don't want to go across the bridge. There is a small waterfall or river area here, and if we move along by the water just along this ledge, we will come to a rock carving. I have no idea what this one is trying to portray. It looks like a man standing between 2 electrical devices of some sort, possibly. So 2 down, 8 more to go. So we're gonna just retrace our steps back to our horse. We don't want to fall off. I do actually tend to fall off of these cliffs quite a lot. And luckily I have spared my embarrassment and your fun. So we're going to move on to rock carving number 3, which is just west of the Cumberland Forest and just south of Window Rock. And up here we will find another rock carving. Now some of these are somewhat tricky to access in certain ways. We need to get ourselves up to the top of a hill usually in some respects, and then find a pathway back down to a certain level, or in certain cases we need to start down at the ground level and work our way up. In this instance I know that we need to be down on that ledge down there, and I just can't remember exactly how we get down there. There will be a pathway. All of these are accessible, but some of the pathways are less obvious than others. So this looks like a way down just over here. We have a slope leading downwards, which is ideal, and if we stick to the edge of the cliff we should find a little pathway half hidden. There we go, and we can now just follow this pathway to the end and the outcropping that we were looking down on earlier, and we will hopefully find our rock carving. So at first I'm thinking it's just here on my left, but that's not it, is it? No, it's a little bit further down, just on this little bit here, and there we have an atomic city. So what looks like an atomic detonation, and the Chrysler building once again, with an atomic symbol just down in the bottom corner that I've just noticed. So one more rock carving taken care of. That makes 3 in total, with 7 more to go. So without a further ado, we will move on to a rock carving number 4, and this one is just north of Fort Wallace. It's just down by the water. So we're going to make our way over to the area, and there is a river just down to our left, I believe, and somewhere on this rock area, or this mountainous area, or hilly area, depending where you are in the world. I live in a relatively flat area, so to me this is a mountain. But somewhere on this rock face we will locate our next target, which will be the rock carving. I know it's here somewhere. So we're going to make our way right up to the very top, and I believe this little pathway here may lead us to where we wish to go to. This looks very promising indeed. So a little pathway near the top of the mountain, just like we did in the last rock carving, although this one looks a little bit more precarious. But what is this we see here? This looks to me like a rock carving of potentially an angel or a flying human. Either way, we're going to jot down its location and a quick sketch of it before trying to get off this mountain without killing ourselves. So we're going to take it nice and easy on the way back. So that is 4 rock carvings now taken care of, and we're going to move on to rock carving number 5, which is just south of Moonstone Pond and just north of the border. So this one is a relatively easy one, and it's just here by this pyramidical sort of rock, and when we get up there we can locate a rock carving. So it is just up on that pointy bit of rock up the top here. So as we make our way up, we can see some white lines, and what a coincidence that the pyramidical sort of rock has a rock carving of a pyramid. So we're just going to make a note of this one and move on once again. So this should take you about 2 or 3 in-game days total. I did spend a little longer on it, as many of the times I arrived at these rock carvings it was the dead of night and you couldn't really see them. So I have done these all during the day. So our next rock carving is up in the Roanoke Valley area, and it's just west of the first end in Roanoke, or the first N should I say. And this is a nice easy one to get to. We don't have to climb any mountains. We can practically ride our horse straight to it. So just up on the rock ahead of us, you can see some squiggly lines, and we're just going to get in nice and close and see what we can see. And once again, I can't really make out what this one is trying to tell us. It looks like a man stepping out of a stargate of some sort. So quite possibly a clue, but we are none the wiser nonetheless. So that is 6 rock carvings now taken care of, with 4 more to go. So we're just going to retrace our steps back to Apophis, and our 7th rock carving is just south of Annesburg. And on our way there, we run into this gentleman here who is having a very bad day.
I need medicine.
This don't look good. What happened?
I ate something
Here,
bad, mister.
drink up.
Real bad. It's... Oh, thank you. Reckon I was done for there. I had a bite of that plant over there, and it hit my guts like a freight train. It's that little one over there with the pink flowers. I'd stay well clear of that if I was you.
Yeah, I think you've sold me on that plan.
Tell me about it.
So with our good deed for the day done, we are actually in the exact location we need to be. Get out the way. I've saved your life and you go and block me. So we're just going to make our way down around the cliff face here without trying to fall all the way back down to the ground. And just up above us on the overhang we can see the rock carving. Let's see if we can get a better look at this one. And there it is. Again, can't quite see what it's trying to depict. It looks like a man putting something into a machine, possibly a cash card or debit card into an ATM of some sort, but it could be something completely different. So one more rock carving taken care of. Let's see if we can't retrace our steps back down to Apophis. So moving on once again, and our next rock carving will be located just northwest of Flatneck Station. And again, this is a rather easy one to acquire. Again, we could pretty much rock straight up to it. It is on the upper ledge above us, and I've gone round the rock face the long way, so we will be stuck here for a little while as I try to make my way up to that ledge. And if I'd gone round to the right, there was a pathway right there. I didn't realise this at the time, and I've pretty much run around the entire rock face to get to the pathway. So here it is. This is the way up. We're up on the ledge now, I believe, but we do now have to run all the way back round until we get to the rock carving. And this one looks pretty simple. This one looks like a wagon and horse. So with that one nicely noted, we can now leave the area and move on to our next penultimate rock carving. So where did I leave that horse? Apophis, where are you? Come on, where are you, Apophis? So our penultimate rock carving is almost directly north of Strawberry, just by the T on the West Elizabeth on the map. And once again, this is a relatively easy one to locate. We just got to get up to the top of the hill here and follow the pathway along, and before we get up to the very top, we will find, hopefully, our rock carving. Although I do believe with this one, from the angle that I've come at, we are going to have to get right close to the very summit of the cliff face, and I've actually run past the rock carving. It's quite a difficult one to see. It's easy enough to get to. So what do we have here? We have, from the looks of it, a rocket on the left taking off with a DNA strand in the middle, and what I can't quite make out looks like a person on the right. So that is 9 rock carvings now taken care of, with 1 more to go. And once again, we have to get back down off this very high place without getting killed. So moving on to our 10th and final rock carving, which is just by the Oranjaya River or pond or lake. And this one again, very easy to get to, although we are on the wrong side of the river, so we do need to get across over to the rocks on the other side. And I'm thinking to myself, I could swim it, I've done it before, but swimming does severely drain some of your cores, namely your focus or stamina core. So we're going to try and cross over at the narrowest point here, and we did that quite well without getting swept out into the lake. So just down by the shore of the lake, we will find some rocks, as we saw from the other side of the water. And it's not actually this rock, it's that one behind me there. But it's not even this one behind me here, it's the one actually just behind that. So just over here we will find our rocks. So I'm looking up the mountain thinking, am I getting this wrong? Is it up the mountain? But it's definitely not up the mountain for a change. It is down by the river's edge, and it is just up ahead of us here. So there is the rock in question. This one again looks like a stargate of some sort. Let's see if we can get it to inspect. There we go. So that is all 10 of the rock carvings now located and documented. So what we're going to do now is make our way to one of the nearest post offices. And when I say the nearest post office to me is actually in Strawberry, but we're gonna go to the post office in Valentine. It's just that Valentine is the nearest town to where camp is for us at this point in the game, and we are going to head to Valentine whenever possible. So all we've got to do is go and speak to the clerk and mail off all of the rock carving locations.
What would you like to send?
We would like to send 10 letters, please. Thank you very much. There they are. So there's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds are go, and we can now leave this rather fine tash endowed gentleman. And all we have to do now basically is wait 2 days in-game time for our reward. Now, for the most part, I would assume many people will go off and do other things and then come back once they get notification that they have received some mail. For the purposes of the video, I decided to hang around in Valentine for 2 straight days. Just hanging around, being a bum, trying to coin some money off of people wherever I can. I look the part of a bum. I haven't had a shave in about 4 or 5 days. So after the 2 days and we get our notification that we've received some mail, we can make our way back to the nearest post office that we are here at, and we can receive our rewards. Now the rewards for this aren't great. You know, you get a bit of cash and a few other little things, but amongst the reward we get an invitation from Mr. Sinclair. So let's have a quick look at that. So we also get a nice little statue. I don't know if it serves any purpose, but that is by the by. So Sinclair's letter. The carvings, you found the last of them. Oh, wait until I show you what I've pieced together. You'll think I'm a bit buttered. Please do not dally. I'm travelling soon and don't want to miss you. See you at my house a bit north of the midway point between Ojara Lake and Strawberry. So that was signed by Mr. Sinclair. So we have been invited to pay him a visit at his house. And the good citizen that we are, we shall do just that. So Mr. Sinclair is located just west of Strawberry. On the map there we have a marker, so it's easy to find. And when we get there, we find no Mr. Sinclair. This is strange, as we have been invited. Let's go and knock on the door.
Hello? Hello, Mr. Sinclair? Nice and easy. Huh?
Oh, hello? Can I help you?
Oh, I'm sorry for intruding. Mrs. Sinclair?
Yes. How did you know?
I'm looking for your husband.
My husband?
Yeah.
He's dead. He's been dead since just before Francis was born 1 year ago.
Your husband, Francis, is dead?
No, this is Francis. My husband, Tom, is dead.
I'm a little confused.
Yes, I think you are. What was your name?
That's not important. Excuse me.
So it looks like we may have inadvertently bumped into a time traveler. But once we've spoken to Mrs. Sinclair, that is mission over and Geology for Beginners complete. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.